Hello everyone. So in this video I am going to explain experiment 7, which is for arranging the array in ascending or descending order. Okay, so new project 7, save, legacy 2148 LPC. Okay, no, file, new program. Okay, save, yes, program 7.asm, save. Add existing files, program 7, add, close, target, micro LB. Okay, save, project, build target, 0 error, 0 warning, debug, start debugging. Okay, okay, memory is, as you know already. So first we are loading R0 with memory. Next add R0, R0, okay, sorry. Next instruction is LDRB R8, R0, count of numbers. So in the first location it should store the count. Let's say 5. So R0 is a pointer, it is pointing to this location. Square bracket means value at location, which is 5, which is loaded to register R8. LDRB means load byte. Move R1, R8. What is there in R8? 5, which is also copied to register R1. R1 is also 5. Next add R0, R0, 2. What is there in R0? Okay, R0 is nothing but the address. So address is incremented by 2. So R0 will be pointing here once this instruction is executed. Okay. Next LDRH. So now 5 is the count, 5 numbers I need to store here. So this is for sorting in ascending or descending order. Okay, let's see whether it is ascending or descending. As we trace, we come to know whether it is working for ascending order or descending order. Okay, so let me store the numbers. 7. I'm storing 16-bit numbers. Okay, 4, 5, 2, 6. How many? 5 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Now, which is the instruction? This LDRH R3, R0. So R0 is pointing here. 7 should be loaded to register R3. R3 is 7s. Next add R0, R0, 2, so that R0 points to the next number, which is 4. Okay. LDRH R5, R0 again, value at location. R0 is pointer, value is 4. 4 is loaded to register R5. R5 becomes 4. Next compare R3 with R5. 7 with 4. 7 you are comparing with 4. Okay. Whether 7 is less than 4. If less than, loop 1. Otherwise you need to execute this. So 7 is not less than 4. That's why you need to execute this set of instruction. So STRH R3, R0. So where R0 is pointing now? R0 contains 4. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. R0 is pointing here. Value is 4. So 4 gets stored in R3. R3 becomes 4 right now. So we compared R3 with R5, that is we compared 7 with 4, but 7 is not less than 4. Okay, 7 is not less than 4. That means we need to swap those two numbers. That means this program is for ascending order. Okay, ascending order. Here in the first pass, what happens? This is, we are following bubble sort algorithm. In bubble sort algorithm, after the first pass, largest number will be in the last position, that is in the final position. In the second pass, what happens? We are going to put the second largest number in its final position. Like that, iteration moves on. Okay, so in the first iteration or in the first pass, what we do, as if you go through the array, you know that largest number is 7. At the end of pass 1, 7 should be here at the end, that is in the final position. Largest number should appear at the end in ascending order. So R3, R5, 7 and 5. 7 is not less than 5, that's why we are executing this. R0 is pointing to 4. 4 is copied to R3. R3 becomes what? R3 becomes, sorry, STRH, that is store. We are storing. Okay, sorry, it is not load. Store. What we are doing? Whatever is there in R3. What is there in R3? It was 7. So 7 is stored into the location pointed by R0. R0 was pointing here. Earlier here we had 4. Now after executing STRH instruction we have 7. So 4 place is overwritten with 7. Next, subtract R0, R0, 2. R0 is pointing here. When you subtract by 2, it will be pointing here. Okay. Now STRH R5, R0. So what is there in R5? 4. So 4 will be stored into the new location pointed by R0, that is here. So 4 will be stored there. See, now 4 and 7 are swapped. This is the procedure for swapping. Next, add R0, R0, 2. Again R0 is incremented, it will be pointing to the location of 7. Next, loop 1, what do you do? Subtract R1, 1. Compare R1, 1. What is after subtraction? R1 is 4. Earlier it was 5. Now compare R1, 1. Whether R1 and 1 are equal? No. Not equal means you go back to loop 2. Okay, not equal means you go back to loop 2. See here, R0 is used for the outer loop, R1 is used for the inner loop. Okay, so you go back to loop 2. So in loop 2, what we do? Again, whatever is the value at the location pointed by R0, which is 7, will be loaded to R3. R3 becomes 7, no change. R0 is incremented, it will be pointing to the location of 5. What we do? We are comparing R3 with R5. 7 with 5. Whether 7 less than 5? No. 7 is not less than 5. That means we need to swap these two. Again, you need to follow the same procedure. First 7 I am going to store here, then 5 I am going to store here. Okay, so I am using two STRH instructions for swapping. Okay, so as you can see, first STRH 7 comes here, with the next STRH 5 comes here, right? Then add R0, R0, 2. So once this instruction is executed, R0 will be pointing here. Okay, now subtract R1, 1. Okay, R1 becomes 3. Compare R1, 1. Whether they are equal? No. Not equal means go back to loop 2. Okay, so R1 is equal to 3. Okay, so R1 is indicating how many iterations are remaining in this particular pass. So R1 is 3, that means 2 more iterations are remaining. When R1 becomes 1, you stop. Okay, so next iteration what happens? So I'll explain here only. Just observe the memory part. So next iteration 7 will be compared with the 2. What happens? 7 and 2 will be swapped, because 7 should come to the final position at the end of this pass. So 2 and 7 are swapped, as you can see. Next we have one more iteration in this pass. Okay, in that iteration what we are going to do, we'll be swapping 6 with 7. As you can see, 6 and 7 are swapped. So this is end of pass 1. How end of pass 1 is identified? By comparing R1 with 1. What is R1? 1. R1 is equal to 1. This is end of pass 1. At the end of pass 1, largest element is in its final position. Okay, so if not equal, loop 2. Now they are equal. So what we do? Subtract R8, R8, 1. What is there in R8? 5, which is nothing but total number of elements in the array, which is also equal to number of passes plus 1. That means 5 elements means we need 4 passes. 5 elements means we need 4 passes. So here subtract R8, R8, 1. That means it becomes 4. That means out of 4 passes, 1 pass is done. When this becomes 1, you stop iterating. Compare R8, 1. Compare R8, 1. Are they equal? If not equal, you go back to loop 3. LDR R0, memory. So R0 is pointing here right now. You need to modify pointer so that it points back to the first element. That's why LDR R0, memory. So R0 is pointing to first element once again. Sorry, R0 will be pointing here. Once this LDR is executed, R0 will be pointing to here, because what is memory? This, which is nothing but the address of 5. So once LDR R0, memory is executed, R0 will be pointing here. Okay. So now this branch, if not equal, is based on this comparison. R8, what is R8? 4. 4 and 1 are not equal. Not equal means go to loop 3. Loop 3 again. We need to repeat whatever we did in pass 1. So at the end of pass 1, the largest element 7 got bubbled out. That's why it's called a bubble sort. Okay. So in this particular pass, what should happen? Which is the second largest element? 6, which is already in its final position. Okay. But let's see what happens. Again, we are going to start with the first 2 elements, that is 4 and 5. Do we need to swap them? No, because they are in sorted order. 4, 5. There will not be any swap. Next, we are going to compare 5 to, but they need to be swapped. 5 and 2 are swapped, as you can see here. Next to 5, 6. Will there be any swap? 5, 6. We are not going to swap. Okay. So now okay. So now we are subtracting. So this is the end of second pass. We are subtracting R8 with 1. So R8 becomes 3. That means 2 more passes are remaining. Okay. When R8 becomes 1, we stop iterating. So LDR, once again, LDR R0, memory. So R0 will be pointing here. Branch if not equals loop 3. Okay. Now move R1, R8. What is there in R8? 3. So I forgot to explain in the previous pass. So let's explain in this particular pass. Move R1, R8. What is there in R8? 3, which is loaded to register R1. R1 also becomes 3. Next, add R0, R0. Where R0 is pointing now here, but we want it to point here. That's why it is incremented by 2. That's it. Now, what is R1 value? 3. That means in this particular pass, there are going to be 2 comparisons. So R1 always it holds a value which indicates how many comparisons are going to be there in the current pass. Then R8, which indicates how many total passes are remaining. R1, how many comparisons within the pass. R8, how many passes. So now two elements are in their final position, which are 6 and 7. This is the result of pass 1, this is the result of pass 2. Now once again we need to compare 4 and 2. Do we need to swap them? Yes, they are not in order, they are swapped. Next 4 and 5, we need to compare 4 and 5 we need to compare. Do we need to swap them? No. So there is no swapping. Control comes to loop 1. Subtract R1, 1. R1 becomes 1. So when R1 becomes 1, that means we finished all comparisons of this pass. So we need to decrement R8, total number of passes, by 1. So R8 is 1, R8 is 2 now. Comparison fails. So we go back to loop 3. Here we go back to loop 3. There again we need to modify R1 so that it contains how many comparisons in this pass. R1 is 2. That means only one comparison in this pass. Okay, when R1 becomes 1, we stop comparisons. Next, R0 is incremented by 2 so that it is pointing here. Now LDRH R3, R0. So this is 2 is loaded into R3. Next we are going to load 4 into which one? R5. So 4 is loaded into R5. Next comparison R3, R5. 2, 4. Whether 2 is less than 4? Yes. If less than, you go to loop 1 directly. Subtract R1, 1. What is R1 now? 1. That means all comparisons are done for this pass. So next you check R8. You decrement R8 by 1. R8 also becomes 1. That means remaining passes are 0. Okay. So LDR R0, memory. Yes. Branch if not equal loop 3, but they are equal. Both are 1. R8 is also 1. We are comparing with 1. So they are equal. That means we have finished the program. So this is the algorithm for arranging numbers in ascending order. Same algorithm can be modified a bit so that it works for descending order also. So what you need to do is small changes here and there. So actually here instead of BLT you can use BGT, branch if greater than, then I think it will work for descending order. Okay, so understood, right? What you have to do is we are comparing the adjacent elements. Then adjacent elements are swapped based on whether we are going for ascending order or descending order. So in case of ascending order, what happens is at the end of each pass, largest element will be in its final position. In case of descending order, smallest element will be in its final position after every pass. So this is about arranging in ascending or descending order. Okay, thank you.